No, you can't take pride in that. Now, preface with the fact that in the NFL, a win is a win. Kudos to the win. Let's understand.
Stop there.
There's a difference between accomplishing something and being proud of the accomplishment, right? You ain't proud of all your accomplishments. I know y'all aren't. I haven't been. Go back to middle school. Go back to high school. Go back to college. Yeah, you might have passed the exam. You might have got the C. You might have got the B-. But if you knew you were capable of getting an A, if you knew you had A talent, A intelligence, then you ain't going to be happy with that C. Although the C is passing.
Okay.
The Cowboys did pass, not literally, they didn't do that very well, but figuratively speaking, they passed yesterday in their performance. They won in a game of football. It's about winning. But Dallas Cowboys fans have higher expectations than just getting a C grade. Cowboys fans have expectations higher than just getting a B-. And so you can't take pride in that victory yesterday. You can acknowledge it is a victory, but you cannot take pride in that victory. So I've been a part of losses I take pride in, and I've been a part of wins that I've been disappointed in. I go back. My senior year, senior night, playing Kansas State. Our defense allowed 184 yards total. Bill Snyder, the legendary coach in which the football field at Kansas State is named after, was like, we got our tail whooped. Now, I lost that game, my senior night, my last game in the noted stadium at Texas. I lost, but I still took pride in the performance. Cowboys won yesterday, but you can't take pride in that performance. Here's why. Washington only had 225 yards. Washington had 4 turnovers. Washington possessed the ball 9 minutes less than the Dallas Cowboys. Washington gave up a touchdown on offense, and the Cowboys still could have lost the game with 3 minutes left because Washington had the ball 3 minutes, 6 seconds, go down, score, get an extra point, it's a wrap. So for that reason, the win is not something the Cowboys should take pride in. Win, yes, congratulations. It's hard to win in the National Football League. Take that. But you can take a win and not necessarily take pride in that win.
Okay. We're going to do this, huh? I knew when I saw the word proud that Acho was going to hang on to that one, boy. Tie a knot. Hold on. Mess up his hands in the process, chafe them all up, and burns everywhere. Hold on. Pride. I know I got something. I can poke that sail with the proud word. You shouldn't be proud of that take, okay? I'm going to tell you why. Man, this game was over before it started. Mike McCarthy told you that. And that's why I think this team should be proud of this victory. Start there. Mike McCarthy pointed out that this team has tremendous confidence in its preparation and obviously what the result is. Mike McCarthy said that early in the week. He said it when he gave the Washington football team time to prepare fully. The proverbial 110%. Oh, I'm going to go extra hard on y'all. Y'all gave us bulletin board material. Mike McCarthy says, shut up, fool. Bring it on. And they went out there, and this game was over before it started. What was the score at halftime? 24 donut. Let's talk to the cheerleaders. Oh, they ain't got cheerleaders. Why? Because they ain't got a mascot. I assume they ain't got cheerleaders either. But the point is, 24 donut, give me the joystick. Give me the controller. You not playing no more. It's nephew's time, right? 27-8 going into the fourth quarter. This game was over. I'm not going to say the Dallas Cowboys got bored. They played with their food in the fourth quarter, blah, blah, blah. But this game was over in the preparation week and certainly by halftime. Now, you don't want to give them an A grade. I'm going to show you why you should give them a higher grade than you did. I'm not sure if I could give them an A grade either when their leader is not performing up to his standard. Of course. So I'm not going to say this is an A grade, but I'm going to give it higher than a C. You know why? Look at this Dallas team that held the ball 10 more minutes than Washington did without Tony Pollard, without the running game looking sensational. Interesting. You saw them go out there and 4 giveaways in the 4 games prior before Dallas. Dallas took the ball 4 times away from them just yesterday. 5 sacks in the previous 3 games. Dallas had 5 sacks just yesterday. Oh, Washington looked different. And Washington didn't give it up. The Dallas Cowboys took it from these boys. Now, if you force 4 turnovers, you get 5 sacks, your quarterback now all of a sudden becomes secondary because the defense is playing such tremendous football. You look at all the stats and the most important stats, the win column, this is their fastest start since Dak was a rookie. They're 9-4 right now, big dog. They ain't seen it that well since 2016. So should they be proud? Absolutely, because they showed that they are tight fists. Whatever coach says, we going to back it up, tight fist. And more importantly, they had the game won and over before it even started.
They might be a tight fist, but you know the same thing that boxers do is the same thing we football players do before we're about to max out.
What's that?
You take those risks.
Yeah.
Because the fist can be as tight as you want, but if you hit something too strong, that wrist going to break if it's not taped. Cowboys might be a tight fist, but the wrists are not taped. Because, again, late in that fourth quarter, it did not look good. We are 2 months away from the Super Bowl. Today is 2 months, literally, from the date of the Super Bowl, which means we're about 1 month away from the playoffs. Cowboys have playoff Super Bowl aspirations.
There you
they
go.
do.
Keep it up.
And so if you want to start to gear up for the playoffs, which is what you got to do come December, then your performances have to lean you towards playoff performances. The reason the Cowboys, in my mind, can't take pride in this is you're facing Washington's fifth best pass rusher. A guy gets added to the COVID list the day of the game. Montez Sweat had been out. Jonathan Allen only played 54% of the snaps. That's a season secondary low for him. So you didn't even get Washington's best shot, but that's fine.
Okay.
It's not about Washington. It's
sure
about
ain't.
Dallas. And Dallas did not give them near the best shot. So it's like, I can't take pride in a victory when the Cowboys offensively, which is how the Cowboys are going to win, when the Cowboys offensively continue to struggle. You can't mention Tony Pollard. Because if you come up here mentioning they're struggling because of their backup running back,
I didn't say they were struggling.
I
didn't say they were struggling.
Well,
I said they went out there and controlled the time of possession without even their best runner. That's amazing, big dog. They went out there and said, we're going to slap you in the head. If I tell you that right now and slap you in the head, oh, boy, you got real problems. They told Washington we was going to do this to you and did it to them. And the only thing Washington could be proud of is a fourth quarter. What is it? First of all, winning the game against a hot team. Washington was on a win streak. What was it, 4-game win streak? How'd that end? Okay. Dallas now has the best record in the NFC against all. Don't even bring up NFC East. We're talking about NFC, the entire conference. Only one loss. Best record in the NFC. This team is rolling, dog. They went out there and Washington was on fire. They put that out in the first half. Didn't even have to bother with it. And you know, you've been in games before where you're up big or you're down big. The team that's up big has as much pressure because they get bored. They're like, dog, all right, mercy rule. Oh, you really want to play? Let's jog this fourth quarter and win this game.
Don't use that narrative, though. Dak Prescott and the offense didn't get bored. Like, I
didn't say offense. I didn't say offense.
So the whole Cowboys team got
I said the Washington football team. What was the Washington football team then if the Dallas Cowboys didn't get bored? 24-0, 27-8.
They were bad. They were not bored.
Why were they bad?
Washington, because the Cowboys defense had too many playmakers. That's exactly what it came down to. Cowboys defense had too many playmakers. But here's what's so interesting.
Let's go.
A Cowboys team, which is the most talented offensive team in football. A Cowboys team, which if they're going to win a Super Bowl, we would assume they would win the Super Bowl because of their offense. Now all of a sudden they're hanging their hat on their defense. Is that what we're about to let slide? Because Cowboys offense didn't look great. Cowboys offense only scored 20 points. Their defense, however, gave them 7. The Cowboys offense and Washington's offense really gave up that same output. Heinicke, as bad as he played, Dak Prescott played just as bad. So who can take pride yesterday? Parsons, Armstrong, Diggs, but he gave up one. Gregory, like who can truly look at that? Nobody on offense. Maybe Amari Cooper can look at that game and truly take pride.
Wow.
So who can actually take pride? That dude number 11 can.
Wow.
94 can.
Woo.
93 can. But it ain't too many Cowboys players, McCarthy included, or more, because Kellen Moore, why are you running a pass play in which Dak Prescott can make such a terrible decision to throw an interception to make it a game? Moore can't even take pride in that game yesterday. So it's about 5 to 6 players who can take pride in their performance.
Let me help you. The word is pride. The word is proud, not perfection. And if you want to go to any football game, I've never played a perfect football game. Have you?
No, sir.
Okay. So glad they didn't do a show on the imperfect plays. They just focused in on the sacks and positive plays. And then we're going to look at the Cowboys and do what we do with the Cowboys. This is the Cowboys thing to do. Oh, man, look at that play. Look at that play. Look at that moment. Instead of in totality, Cowboys and Dak Prescott have won 13 of their last 14 games in the division. Oh, my God. But now we're going to say, oh, only a couple of y'all should feel good about that. Really? I thought it was about winning the game because I noticed last year when Tom Brady on the road to the Super Bowl in the playoffs wasn't playing his best football. But he was able to take pride in his performances, most importantly, because they were winning. The defense started to show up. The defense started to force turnovers. The defense was leading the charge. But it was ultimately on the team and their leader. Now, we look at this situation, and all of a sudden we want to poke holes in it. Interesting. Let's talk about these Cowboys who have won 7 straight versus those NFC teams, including a red-hot team. A team you told me that had better wins than the Cowboys. A team that you said was red-hot. Taylor Heinicke didn't wake up that morning and say, you know, I'm going to play bad today. He got on that field with all that bulletin board material, filling them up. Oh, I'm motivated. Oh, I'm angry. I told you, dog. If somebody could say something to you and get you fired up, all I'm going to say is, you wasn't warm already? Why weren't you hot already? It doesn't matter what I say. That's for the training staff to read. If a player is sitting there saying, I'm next level now because you done made me mad, you done pissed me off, I'm just giggling. Like, we going to figure out who's upset. At halftime, who was upset? The Washington football team, man. I can't take anything away from the Dallas Cowboys. Look, I know that Dak could play better, which makes me more excited, makes me even more proud of this team because this team went out there with a hand tied behind his back and Dak Prescott not playing well and his best running back not being able to perform as well. And they still went out there and beat down the Washington football team. Bad performances all around, and more importantly, made them do things that they haven't been doing in a month.
Here's the disconnect. The disconnect for me is oddly enough, sounds counterintuitive, I have higher expectations or aspirations for the Cowboys than it appears you do.
No.
Here's why I say that.
Don't do that.
If you know that you dominate the NFC East, but you too know you're not going to see the NFC East in the playoffs. Like the Cowboys, it's no longer about who they're playing for the next 4 games of the season. The next 4 games of the season are all about how are the Cowboys playing. I was at the last Cowboys playoff game, and I was at the one before that, most notably the one at home in 2016.
Who are you rooting for? That's the question, Mr. Dallas.
I was working for the Cowboys, so the better they do, the more I get paid because the longer I work. So I was rooting for the Cowboys.
There you go.
Cowboys fans have higher aspirations. So with that being said, it's not about did they win for the Cowboys. It's about how did they do in their victory. You know this, we talk about it all the time. Track and field. Let's talk American track and field. Let's talk sprinting in track and field. If you're a USA sprinter, the 100, the 200, the short races, it doesn't really matter how you do at Olympic trials. Because what you typically understand is there's another country, a country of Jamaica, that got some dogs too. So it doesn't necessarily matter, did you win at trials? Did you make it to the Olympics?
Well, I mean, you got to make it, but I hear you. Of course,
but because you know there is stiffer competition out there, which you are going to have to see.
I'm listening.
The Cowboys, the last 4 playoff games are their trial period, so to speak. Obviously, to your point, yes, they have to make it to the playoffs, but we get it. They're going to make it at this point in time. They're going to win the East. But there's stiffer competition out there, Cowboys, Cardinals.
They know.
Rams, Bucks, Packers. So I don't look at this performance versus Washington and say, heck yeah, Cowboys won. Just like I don't look at an individual at Olympic trials and say, congrats, you won. To your point, though, you have to make it. The further point, though, is how did you look in that victory? Because the ultimate goal for the Cowboys is getting to a Super Bowl, an NFC championship game. And a performance like they had against Washington isn't going to get them there. So I understand, did they win? Absolutely. But if I have those playoff Super Bowl expectations and aspirations, it's not just did the Cowboys win, how did they look in that victory, and is that performance going to be able to hold up when it matters most?
Now I figured out why I'm getting this take from you. And you actually are trying to back it up, which is crazy. Let's talk about why you got this take, because all weekend you were holding your breath. I know it. Cowboy haters everywhere. I know it. You were holding your breath. You were ready to pounce on Mike McCarthy. Pounce on him like Simba was getting trained by Mufasa. Pounce. You were waiting. Oh, I hope them boys go out there and lose. And Mike McCarthy all week talking about how they going to dominate and win. You were holding your breath. Well, how that turned out, big dog. Now, not enough oxygen to the brain. And you sitting there saying, how they going to win a Super Bowl looking like this? Well, we'll see when it matters most. But right now, this doesn't matter towards that course. Let me tell you why. You keep saying how it looked. Looks are deceiving. How does it look to you for a guy to go to, as they say, the worst football program in the country and still make it to the NFL? How would that look? I remember those days when everybody's like, you went to Columbia? You ain't making it to the league. I actually heard people literally explicitly say, you can't make it to the league going to Columbia. How'd that look? Looks are deceiving, big dog. It matters most when it matters most. And the Cowboys right now had this challenge. 1, Dak Prescott's in a slump right now. We'll get to that a little bit later. 2, you're without your best runner. And 3, there is a coach on your sideline who is popping it off, who is saying, we got to go out there and go get it. Now, what y'all going to do? Answer that challenge. More importantly, you're doing all this on the road against a red-hot team. And what did the Cowboys do? Extinguish that fire. I'm proud of that. If you were the Dallas Cowboys, even though you didn't play your best, you went out there and smashed that team and answered the bell and responded to that challenge. So looks can be deceiving. You're right. We know a lot of teams out there looking good and not looking so good, but still getting a win. I love the fact that the Dallas Cowboys may have learned a lesson here. All right, Dak, we got to fix what's going on here. All right, running game. We'll see what's cracking. But you know what? It's better to win in a lesson than lose in a lesson.